All right, tried to record this video a couple times already. Let's hope that it works this time. My entire goal with this video is that if you're someone that's new to the gym, you've kind of fallen victim to misinformation, you're really confused, you don't know what to do, I hope you can leave this video, and I know that you will if you pay attention, with a much better idea on how you can navigate through your fitness journey in terms of fat loss, understanding nutrition and calories and training. This guide should cover pretty much everything you need to know. You should be able to build your own split, build your own diet after watching this video. I just don't want you guys to attach to these generalized statements of like getting 10,000 steps a day makes you lose weight. Yes, it can, but if you're overeating, it's not. So I want you to understand the mechanisms behind it so you can actually implement these things into your life and know why they work instead of just adding something and then hoping it works. So I'm going to move as fast as I can. Hopefully, this will be about 10 minutes long. Just for some credibility, like obviously, how to get shredded 101. Shut up, just listen, let me explain. This was me a couple years ago. Obviously, I've came a pretty long way in terms of fat loss and building muscle. This was about a 70-pound transformation. Given the fact that I built a substantial amount of muscle in this process, obviously, these are just a couple of my clients from the last couple of months. Some of my better transformations. This was one of my first clients ever, actually. This is my buddy Reese right here. This is like a 20-pound transformation in 2 months. My friend Griffin right here, or my client Griffin, wow, he looks crazy. This one's really crazy. Jonathan, 45-day transformation. This is where most people find themselves. This skinny fat build. They don't really know what to do. I mean, wow, he just got so lean. And then Monty, like, just look at this. A 50-pound transformation in 3 months is crazy. And here's a little body recomp. Once again, the skinny fat build to having a six pack for the first time. And you can see that it's only a 5-pound difference. That's what we're looking for. Weight loss is not the goal, fat loss is. We want to lose fat while building muscle. So let's get straight into it. I don't want to waste any more time. First, let's talk about calories. This is what you need to understand above all things. This is the most important part, understanding how calories work. We have right here a calorie deficit, which simply just means if you look at the numbers down here, we're eating 2,000 calories, we're burning 2,500. That's going to put us at a net deficit, meaning we burned more than we ate. So we're going to lose fat. It's as simple as that. You, person watching this video, you burn a selective amount of calories every day. Today you might burn 2,000. If you eat more than 2,000 calories, you'll gain weight today. If you eat less, you'll lose weight. And obviously, if it comes out to be the same, you're not going to gain or lose. That's called homeostasis, and it just means to remain the same. Then we have a caloric surplus. Obviously, like I said, if you eat more than you burn, you're going to gain weight. It's as simple as that, guys. Don't overcomplicate this part. It's just calories in, calories out. But I really want you guys to buckle down because this is where most people get lied to. Now, how do you actually calculate like how many calories you burn? It comes from these four factors. First, you have BMR, your basal metabolic rate. This is the calories that your body burns to simply keep itself alive. You can see this takes up a majority of the calories burned. So, like the calories your body burns to keep your organs functioning is going to take up most of it. Then you have your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is why I recommend such a high step count because it falls under the NEAT category. What does this mean? It means it's not going to spike cortisol. It means that you can really burn more calories here without having a super high demand for recovery. Versus if you were to just spam cardio, cardio is going to fall under the exercise activity thermogenesis, meaning you're going to have to recovery. It's going to cause stress on your body. You know, see Kodak in the background? What's up? So that's why I think such a high step count is good with some cardio added in. But cardio just adds stress. It can increase inflammation. And then lastly, you have thermic effective food. Yeah, your body actually burns calories while chewing and digesting food. Simple as that. If you want to learn how to calculate your calorie maintenance, you're going to take your body weight. Do this right now. If you want to build a diet for yourself, do it with me right now. Take your body weight, multiply it times 14. You're going to get something. So me, I'm 200 pounds times 14. I get 2,800. I'm going to subtract 300. That's how many calories I'm going to eat a day. That is a sustainable deficit, 2,500 calories, and I should be losing about 2 pounds a week on that. How much protein should I eat? 0.8 gram per pound of body weight. So 0.8 times 200 is 160 grams of protein every day. Simple as that. You don't need 1 gram per pound, okay? And here's why: because you don't have if you're 200 pounds, you don't have 200 pounds of lean muscle. You more than likely have about 160. If I was to get shredded to the bone, I would be like 160, 170 pounds. I know that sounds pretty crazy, but it's true. I'd probably be about 170. So 160 is just enough. And then lastly, we have fat, 0.3 times your body weight. Very simple. 60 grams of fat every day, and carbs should fill up the rest, guys. Carbs are going to do way more than you can ever imagine, and we're going to talk about that right now. So, well, next actually. So this is the biggest argument in terms of calories. Everybody's like, okay, if calories in, calories out is all that matters, then I can eat whatever I want as long as it fits in my caloric range. Yes and no. So right here we have the simple comparison of if you eat 3,000 calories of donuts versus 3,000 calories of steak, what's going to happen? Because according to thermodynamics, it should be the same, right? But here's the nuance, okay? You have a donut high in sugar, low in protein, low in fat, no micronutrients, no significant sources for other micros. But then you have a steak high in protein. It's going to keep you fuller longer. Contains healthy fat for hormonal support, rich in micronutrients for hormonal support and bodily functions. Contains creatine and other bioactive compounds that are all going to support you when it comes to building muscle and losing weight, while a donut is not. So could you lose weight eating donuts? Yes. Are you going to preserve muscle? No, they don't have protein in them. You need the amino acids from protein to help replenish, recover, and build muscle. It's as simple as that. If you're not getting protein, you're going to lose muscle. Um, and then we have the thermic effect of food. Donuts are so easy to digest and break down. There's no TEF there. The thermic effect of food, you're not going to burn more calories. So, would you actually lose more weight on steak? Yes, because it's harder to break down. Meaning, right here, we're looking at how many calories we're burning. Donuts, super easy to break down. Steak requires more calories to absorb and break down. So, you're actually going to burn more calories from eating steak. Guys, this is simple. You know you should be eating healthier foods rather than just whatever fits in your calories. But people love to try and justify unhealthy eating habits. And then we simply just have satiety, hormones, and muscle, like I was talking about. Donuts, low satiety, not going to keep you hungry. Super high glycemic load, the glycemic index, we're going to show you that next. Very low in protein, you're not going to build any muscle. Then we have steak, protein, high satiety, lower on the glycemic load, so it's not going to spike your blood sugar. And then we have protein. It's going to help you build muscle. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the glycemic index so I can show you all because we were just talking about it. The glycemic index is going to rate carbs from 1 to 100 on how fast they're going to spike your blood sugar. Now, if we look right here, you eat carbs, they get broken down into glucose. Glucose enters the bloodstream. Your pancreas is like, uh-oh, I feel this rise in blood glucose, so it releases insulin. That's the spike in blood sugar. Simple as that. So this is rating how fast a carb is going to do that. So we have something like broccoli. Broccoli is going to be super high in fiber. It's a vegetable. So that means it's going to take a long time to digest. So we're looking at like, one, it just doesn't contain a lot of carbs either. But it also takes a while to digest. So it's probably going to take up to like an hour. It's going to gradually spike blood sugar. Is really what I'm getting at. Pretty low impact. But then we have something like pure glucose. Or let's not use that. Let's use white rice. White rice. You're going to digest it just like that. It's perfect pre-workout or intra-workout because you're digesting it super fast, spiking blood glucose, readily available energy, perfect. We get back up to here, and we're really just kind of breaking down the process of how carbs get used. I'm not gonna lie, you guys might not understand this, so I don't want to like overcomplicate it. But if you want to screenshot this, it'd be something great. And then obviously we just covered carbs, so we're gonna talk about protein. I'm sorry, I don't know if this is unprofessional like this video, but I just wanted to be super straightforward so you guys can actually learn. Is protein the most important macro for fat loss? Sure. I'll say yes. And here's why I'll say yes. Because you need to preserve muscle. Like I said, the goal is fat loss, not weight loss. So not only are you going to preserve muscle in a deficit, it has the highest satiety of all three macros. Protein keeps you fuller longer. So does fiber. Fiber's good to keep you full longer. And then you have the thermic effect of food. So it might be the most beneficial for fat loss, yes, because the thermic effect of food, you have to break down the protein, you're going to burn calories. My favorite sources: chicken, beef, eggs, fish, Greek yogurt, and cottage cheese. Really Greek yogurt, really beef and eggs. All loaded with micronutrients. So if you're going to focus on one thing, start tracking your calories. The very next step should be hitting a protein goal. Simple as that. What should you actually be doing in the gym in terms of muscle growth? How should you be working out? What split should you do? Should you do push-pull legs, upper, lower, full body, anterior, posterior? What should it be? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You need to be training 3 to 5 times a week with a 2 times frequency, meaning you're hitting every single muscle group 2 times a week. As long as you do that and you're training hard, that's the most important thing. Look at this guy, he's training hard. Because muscle growth comes from 3 different places: mechanical tension, motor unit recruitment, and protein. You have to have all 3 of these things present in order to build muscle. Mechanical tension, you simply get, this is mechanical tension. When there's a force right here, if I'm pulling something, there's mechanical tension on my bicep. Now there's motor units inside my bicep, which are being recruited in order to move it. So that's motor unit recruitment. And then lastly, we get protein from eating protein. Simple as that. As long as we have those 3 things, we can build muscle. Now, how you utilize these 3 things depends on if you maximally build muscle or not. If you want to build the most muscle in the gym, train with a 2 times frequency, train as hard as you can to failure. That's a big one because we want maximum motor unit recruitment. But when we talk about failure, this is where a lot of you guys get confused, okay? Because you think failure just means not being able to lift the weight. But we're going for mechanical failure, not metabolic fatigue, not stimulus failure, whatever it may be. We don't just want to gas the muscle out until we're super out of breath. We don't want cardiovascular failure. We want mechanical failure. We want to fail because the weight was heavy, not because like we got out of breath. So we want to pick a heavy weight, lifting in a low rep range from 6 to 10 reps. We want to fail somewhere in that range, whether we're failing at 6 reps or 10 reps or 7 or 8 or 9, it doesn't matter. We want to fail in that range, and we want to be lifting as heavy as possible. Okay, that is so important for maximal muscle growth. We don't just want to sit there and burn the muscle or whatever. No, that's just glycolysis. We don't care about that. So the most important thing is simply just training hard. I'm telling you, if you just, above all, when it comes to training, just train hard. I don't care what you're doing. Just go train hard. You're going to build muscle. And then I think lastly, we just have sleep here. Obviously, the goal is going to be 6 to 8 hours of quality sleep every single night. Now, when it comes to sleep, how do we get the best sleep? We need to switch from sympathetic nervous system state to parasympathetic. Sympathetic is your fight or flight. This is what you're in throughout the entire day. Walking, talking, fidgeting. You are in sympathetic. Parasympathetic is like sleep, rebuild, recover. If you want to be sleeping like a baby right here, you need to be in parasympathetic state. It's like you're winding down. So how can you properly switch from sympathetic to parasympathetic? 1, down-regulate input and output. So 1, blue light exposure. I have blue light glasses on right now. You need to reduce the amount of blue light that you're intaking right before you go to bed. Not only that, down-regulate your output. Don't be doing super hard strenuous workouts right before bed, because you see right here, cool internal body temperature. When your body tries to enter deep sleep, it cools its internal temperature. So if you're working out and raising your heart rate, heating your body up, you're working against yourself. The last 2 hours of your night should be spent relaxing, winding down, maybe a little light walk. Also, don't eat within an hour or 2 before bed because your body has to digest that food. Your body cannot properly sleep if it's having to focus on digesting food. You want your body to only be focusing on sleep when you're trying to sleep. It's as simple as that. So things like turning off overhead lights, just light a candle, just try to keep it really dim and dark, exactly how you'd want it if you were taking a nap. And then magnesium glycinate, 400 milligrams 30 minutes before bed was really going to help you get some deep sleep as well. So let's do a little recap here. Calories. Calories run everything. You have to be in a deficit. Above all things, you have to be in a deficit. It's as simple as that if you're wanting to lose weight. If you're wanting to gain weight, I'll go back to the first slide for y'all. If you are wanting to lose weight, you have to burn. Screenshot this right here. If your goal is to lose weight, take a picture of this left one. You have to be burning more calories than you're taking in. If you're wanting to stay the same weight and just maybe slowly lose fat while building muscle, stay at maintenance. If you're wanting to gain weight, which I don't know why you would ever bulk, you shouldn't, so don't screenshot that. You don't want to bulk. You can build muscle in a deficit if you do it correctly. So if you want to calculate your calorie maintenance, think about your goal weight, multiply it by 14, and then you don't even actually have to do the subtraction number. To hit your protein goal, I say do 1 gram or 0.8 per pound of body weight. You can do a gram if you want to. It's not going to be the worst thing. But let's eat real food, guys. Let's not just go for the protein pancakes and protein bars. Let's get our protein from steak, chicken, eggs, ground beef, whole foods, salmon. Let's max out our micronutrient intake like we just talked about. Yeah, you can lose weight eating whatever you want, but macronutrients like protein, fats, and carbs are going to determine how you look. Micronutrients, sodium, potassium, omega 3, selenium, B12, vitamin A, C, K, D, that's going to determine how you feel during this process, okay? We talked about lifting weights. I told you how you need to be lifting weights. A step goal is also extremely important. I want to say one more thing, and hopefully you guys can track this. When you're calculating your maintenance calories, and I'll go back to this slide. So I showed y'all this. So your BMR you essentially cannot change. The only way to burn more calories in basal metabolic rate is just grow more muscle so your body burns more calories at rest. But when it comes to NEAT, we can really crank this bar up on NEAT. We can really max out a step goal. But here's the thing. You're adding, imagine a plus sign between all four of these. You add all of these up, that's what equals your caloric maintenance. The calories you burn here, 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 and here, that's what equals your caloric maintenance. So this is always going to be the same. This is going to change day to day on how many steps you get. This is going to change day to day on how much exercise you do. This is going to change day to day on how much food you eat and what kind of food you eat. So the goal here is to keep this the same every day. Because if one day we tell ourselves, okay, BMR, I'm burning 2,000 calories at rest. NEAT, I'm getting 10,000 steps a day. Eat, I'm doing 10 minutes of cardio and working out every day. Okay. And then my diet accounts for 10. Okay, so we add all that up. We need to be consistent with that. If we tell this, okay, our step goal is 10,000, but then we're getting 8,000, well, we're shooting ourselves in the foot because we just lied and now we're overeating on calories. If we say we're going to do 30 minutes of cardio every day and then we're skipping our cardio, once again, we have an inaccurate maintenance if we're skipping cardio. Same thing with TEF. You get the point. Be consistent. So set sustainable goals. Tell yourself you're going to get a moderate step goal, 8 to 12,000. Tell yourself you're going to do zone 2 cardio 3 times a week. Simple as that. And then do it. Because you're hurting yourself by not doing it. Unless you just want to eat less calories that day. And starve maxing is not it. If you just cut your deficit too low, then you're going to lose muscle. You're going to feel like crap. Look, I really want to help you guys as much as I can. If you had any value from this video, if you learned anything, I'd love if you DM me and just told me. If there's anything you're confused about, just comment on a video of mine or DM me as well. If you want coaching, I'd love to help you guys out. I'm changing lives all the time. I truly love what I do. DM me the word change if you're interested in coaching. Other than that, I really hope you guys learned something from this video. This is really what I'm passionate about. I want to help you guys get in the best shape of your life. So ask me questions, follow for more. Like I said, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, you know you're ready to make that commitment, make the change today, DM me the word change. Thank you guys. I'll see y'all later.